The host. Welcome to my podcast, The Industrial. We will be giving professionals the platform they deserve to talk about what it really means to be in their industry. This is all in hopes for customers and clients to hopefully learn to understand and respect their craft so that there's no more issues, no more misunderstandings, no more disrespect about the things that they don't know. So today we have my lovely guest. You can introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is Stephanie Green. I am from JoyExpression, a balloon decor company, and I am happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
The industry we're going to be talking about today is the event planning industry. So that's the umbrella we're going to be focused on for this season, and Stephanie is a balloon artist under that umbrella. So we're going to go ahead and figure out, well, why did you start?
Why did I start?
Yes.
Yeah, can I tell you?
Tell us.
The Lord just put it in my lap, and I mean it. Like, it might sound cliche, but he literally was like, here's a bag of balloons, and just follow. Just trust me. Hold my hand and let's go. Like, one of my friends gave me a bag of balloons. Her mom had passed away, and when I went to go visit her, she was like, her mom was in the event industry. Let me say that. It's like, her mom was in the event industry, and I went to go visit her after she had passed, my friends, and when I was leaving, they was like, Stephanie, take this bag of balloons. I'm like, what do we do with these balloons? Like, what am I going to do with these balloons? And that kind of like set the foundation or started... It planted a seed, I should say. Yeah. It planted a seed. I began doing stuffed balloons. And this was, I think, 2016, maybe 15, 16, around that time.
I remember that.
You remember? Oh, man, yeah. I started playing around with balloons. So I thought I was the only one stuffing balloons. You remember?
I never heard about it before Stephanie. I'm like, wow, she invented this really great thing.
Thought I invented balloon stuffing here. And then Facebook. I went onto Facebook, and then I found out that there was a whole community. Oh, right. I was like,
lovely Facebook.
Right.
She almost pulled a Christopher Columbus. But he done landed and was I found it, guys. It's me.
I got this.
I was like, Stephanie, you are the founder. And then the reality was, she ain't find out.
There's a whole industry. There's a whole industry of balloon artists. And so I started with the stuffed balloon community. Mm-hmm. And that's a big community.
Yeah.
And then I started playing with the arches and the garlands and what have you. And I started with my own events. Mm-hmm. My sister's birthday party, photo shoot, my godchildren. Like, I just started practicing with my own. So initially I wanted to do party decor. Mm. Like, I thought I had, and I still do. I like to decorate for parties. I still do. So I thought that was going to be where I was going to go. So I was Partyzilla at that time. You remember Partyzilla?
I do.
You remember Partyzilla, yeah. So I was Partyzilla at that time. And then last year, so for the stuffed balloons were awesome for like the big holidays. Mm-hmm. Valentine's, what are the big holidays? Valentine's, Mother's Day, Easter. Birthdays or what have you. Anniversaries, right? It can be lucrative. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't giving me that much, you know. And then I started saying, all right, I'm going to do this party decor. I'm going to get into party decorations and, offer balloons and all that stuff. And my first party that I decorated, oh my goodness. I only charged her $350. All right. And I thought this was my way to get my foot, practice. I could get some photos. I could show people what I could do. That's just so much time and money and what have you.
Yeah.
They still owe me $50.
We're not going to talk about how much.
But we're going to leave that alone.
We ain't going to talk about how much they were supposed to give her
in the beginning.
But minus the discount.
You know what I'm saying? But it was a lesson learned. And then I started dabbling in other party decor stuff. People don't want to pay.
No.
People do not want to pay. And it takes a lot of work, time, and effort to decorate a party. And I'm not even talking about the event planning. Like, because party decor and event planning is two different things. I'm not just a decoration. You know what I mean? You know, right?
I tried to decorate for somebody before. I don't know if I told you the story, but I was decorating for my friend. And I was like, I left my house at 10 and I didn't get home till 4. I'm like, what? It was a room. I decorated a room.
Yeah.
That's not my thing, but it was interesting because, you go on Pinterest, you still got little ideas. Hello, why was I there all day? I didn't have a lunch break. I got paid, good looking out to my boy, but I was exhausted. I swear to God. My friend was like, oh, do you want to go somewhere? I was like, I'm tired.
I know. You see, and you feel it in your body. You feel it in your body. You feel tired. You feel overwhelmed. You know what I mean? But, so last year, 2021, or was it 2020? I think it was 2021.
Okay.
I think it was, January 2021, I decided I was going to change my name to JoyExpression. I was still going to do party decor or what have you. I wanted to get rid of, like, the negative connotation with Partyzilla, and I wanted, like, a more positive, joyous experience. I wanted to get that vibe. So, and my middle name's Joycelyn, so it kind of fit in.
I'm all learning stuff about her.
Oh, yeah.
Today.
But this is why I said God just threw it in my lap. You see how the pieces is, like, just piecing together, you know what I mean? So I can't give credit to anybody else but God, seriously, and I prayed for a passion. Like, I didn't know what I wanted to do. It was hair. People thought I was going to do hair. Yeah. People wanted me to do hair. I don't want to do hair. So God bless you, girl, for that hair. Look at she's the bomb. Her hands are blessed. So anyway, so I got a coach for 2021, and she kind of, help me see, help my vision to be clearer and help set me on the path of focus. Yeah. So it was a good move. So
I want to start by saying how dope of a story that was, because I didn't know if somebody gave me a bag of balloons, I'd be like, look,
what I'm gonna do with these?
I'm not even saying that.
No, thank you. You keep them.
I'm gonna throw them away, act like I use them for mad parties. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm
like,
but
Stephanie,
this
girl,
bag,
thank you.
Let me tell you, girl, like, I really cannot get, like, when I think about it, I'm just like, yeah, this is God, because that balloon had that big trash bag of balloons had 5-inch balloons, 11, every size, foils, everything that I needed to, like, figure out, like, all right, here's these balloons, figure it out. It was in that
it was just balloons, a bag full of balloons. Like, it could have been a bag of rental supplies. It could have literally been a bag of anything, but
it was just balloons.
The balloons were a bag of balloons sent for you.
And then, when I started getting into garlands more, I realized she also gave me a balloon pump. I realized that the balloon pump that she gave me was an industrial, like a really
industrial?
Good industrial. No pun intended. No pun intended. It was a professional balloon pump, and I didn't know what this pump was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now 3 to 4 years later, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a gold mine of a balloon pump in my. Don't tell me.
We love her. I don't know who you are, but we love her.
Yes.
She knows who you are. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, and I did tell her the other day, I was like, you guys are gonna forever be a part of this story.
The beast.
Oh, thank you.
A beast in the streets, okay?
Oh, thank you.
But yes. So we got into your how and why, which is amazing. But those stories are always nice and sweet, right? But then you get into the field and you start dealing with these clients. These clients that might just be selfish. And it's bad. I'm not gonna lie, it is bad. But people want what they want. And they don't think about, like, oh, Stephanie's human. Like, let me give her time to respond. Or Stephanie's human. I hope she gives me time, but I don't care about her time. People just think their own things. Now, in your professional development of learning all these tricks and trades and stuff like that, what is the biggest misconception that people have about balloon artistry? I already have some in my head, but this is her show. So today is her show.
What are some misconceptions that people have in their head about balloon artistry? We say it all the time where it's just balloons. It's just balloons. And that was actually my that's actually my tagline for my business, JoyExpressions were more than just balloons. And when I started that tagline, it was supposed to be multi-purpose because I was supposed to be doing balloon decor. I was supposed to be doing gift baskets. I was supposed to be doing this, decoration and what have you. But now, and we're more than just balloons because of people thinking it's just balloons. So that's the biggest misconception, that it's just balloons. It's more than just balloons. It's art. It brings joy. It brings your party to life. It adds that extra touch. And it's a luxury item. You don't need balloons for your party. You can have a party without balloons. You want balloons because of what it brings, the aesthetic. It's that, the cherry on top, I guess, you know? So
it helps with the experience. Okay. I was telling her this story off camera, but I'm going to tell you guys, because y'all need to know. when people be like, oh, I can do it myself, where? So I was being a nice friend one year. My friend was having a baby, and I'm like, oh, I'll get your balloons for you. Went to Party City, at the register, I want 12 or some random number of balloons. My car is this big, okay? I get the balloons. They put it, they're nice. They probably know the struggle I'm about to have. They put it.
They always do though, because I always hear them talking.
Wow, this is easy. Y'all put it in the bag for me. I just gotta hold on to the string like Mary Poppins. Walk to my car with this bag. This is me walking, guys, with my bag and the balloons and the wind. I open one side of the car. Here goes the reality. Trying to push these balloons in the back seat. Nobody's in the car with me. It's just me alone. The balloons is fighting me. One's trying to come out. One's up there. And I'm like, I wasn't even going to try to reach for it because I'm not even that tall, first of all. So by the time the string is gone, okay?
Yeah.
A few balloons popped. How'd they pop? I was a little too aggressive. I tried to get them, and it was just too much.
Aww.
So, we finally get to the location. Not me, sorry. I was talking about me and the balloons, but me. I get to the location, and I'm short 3-4 balloons from my original purchase. She don't know that. I know. My heart knows.
Aww.
My pockets know because I paid for it. But when people say it's just balloons, honey, try to put balloons in your car by yourself without a truck. Or a van. Or a friend.
Yeah.
I was in South Bay, please God, don't let none of my friends see me getting beat up by the balloon.
I think I saw you.
She was telling me a little bit of a story she saw, and I'm like,
yeah, because I always see people struggling to get balloons in their car, and I don't laugh at them, but it's just always interesting to see. I want to help, you know what I mean? But yeah,
I had some Stephanie, I pushed the seat back. I was holding balloon. I was on the highway, oh my God. I'm I don't even know if this is legal anymore. The police about to pull up, ma'am. I'm sir, I'm trying to get these to Brockton. That's it. I don't know.
Aww.
Coming all the way from South Bay with balloons, trying to come to sit in the front seat. Don't do that.
Don't drive with your car full of balloons. You didn't hear it from me.
Listen, we are not licensed
professionals.
Traveling professionals, okay?
I do what works for me, do what works for you, okay? This is not legal advice.
Listen, so when people say, this goes back to saying, when people say, I could do it myself, it's just balloons, or, that much? Yeah. Speaking of that much, what are your prices? And then we want you to know the prices, yes, please come to her. Yeah. But we want to know your prices because in the next few minutes, we're also going to talk about why she deserves to price and charge X, Y, and Z. And she should charge probably more by next year and the year after that and the year after that. But we'll get to that later.
So my prices vary. Well, with garlands, my prices start at $300, and they can go up.
The garland is
just
look at me I forgot what the garland is.
The garland is just the balloon structure.
Okay.
The tall 8 to 10 feet. You know, I say 8 feet, but you know, you probably get like about 10 feet or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just just a basic tall garland filled out at the bottom with 5 and 11-inch balloons and 18-inch balloons. And it's just that's the starting price. Once you start to get like, you know, longer, then we go $25 per foot thereafter, and that what have you. So depending on the design is where the pricing comes in.
Okay.
I charge per foot. So depending on how much your garland is up and down, which mainly starts at 8 feet, up and down. Usually 8 to 10 feet is up and down, and then we go thereafter, $25 per foot afterwards. That doesn't include tax, delivery, and profit. Also, prices can range. So starting at $300, it can go up to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 depending on what the client wants. There's no real scale, I guess. It's dependent on what the client wants. So if you just want a basic deluxe, not a basic garland. If you want a deluxe,
Garland is French.
Garland. I wonder what galan means. It must mean something.
I hope it don't mean something crazy.
Hopefully not.
All my Zoes, check in.
Yeah, so it depends on the client. And and then if you get into artistry, like the tree, that's something a little different because that's more artistic. That takes a lot more time to craft and get your creative being to figure out how to construct the item you're trying to achieve.
Talk about that. Like, if I say I'm having a jungle themed birthday party extravaganza, because when you're talking about balloons and stuff like that, you have to say stuff like you have to say stuff like extravaganza. You can't say a party, because that's like, it's not no baby thing. This is like an extravaganza. We're about to have balloons.
These parties, man.
The balloons are about to come and like talk to you. Like, the balloons are doing stuff. Like, this is not, it's extravagant. That's what the word is for. Okay? So if I'm having like a jungle themed party and I come to you like, Stephanie, this is what I want. Like, first of all, do they tell you like, I want a tree, an elephant, or do you have to come up with that idea if somebody says,
oh no, the first thing I ask, one of the first questions I ask a client is, do you have an inspiration photo? Do you have an inspiration? What's your vision? Where are you trying to go? If they want my help, I'll give it to them. Like, I'll kind of guide them. I'll ask, what's your budget? What are you trying to spend? And then I could be like, okay, you can get this, or then maybe we can do this. I haven't really advertised as yet me doing mock-ups. Some of the clients I have done mock-ups for.
What's the mock-up?
A mock-up. So on Canva, you are able to, it's a sketch basically on Canva I use Canva. There are other apps that you can use to create your mock-up, but I use Canva.
Okay.
And sometimes I even draw it out. But I like Canva because you can actually see you can use physical balloons. You get a realistic feel of what your design is going to look like. And some of my mock-ups have been pretty close to the actual design. But I want to like get a little more confident in doing that before I have to provide excellent service.
She's providing excellent service. By the way,
when it comes to the mock-ups, I mean,
sorry.
When it comes to the mock-up, I just want to make sure that I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure I know that I'm confident in knowing that I know what I'm doing. You know, it's only fair. I feel like for myself and for the others. So even if they give an inspiration photo, I always say, okay, I can create something very similar. It might be a little different.
Right.
Because a lot of inspirational photos are organic designs. And organic means just that person's organic hands created that design. And it can be replicated, but it will definitely have my twist to it.
Right. So kind of like hairstylist.
Yeah.
You come and you're like, I want to look like Beyonce. And then I'm like, whew. we're gonna do a little more Solange today.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get these braids, okay? And not that weed, honey.
Yeah.
Because you looking more this way than that way. Just kidding, guys. We love you. But okay, so like when you are working on like something so extravagant like that, what does your time look like? Like what does setup look like? What does it look like from the time the person, you could talk about contracts too, if you will, like talk about your first interaction with a client till the end, like what it looks like when you are doing your invoice, and we talked about the contract, like your signature. What does it look like when this is how much time you have, submit that, and now I can start working for you, whatever the case is, and ordering balloons, because we don't just order balloons from Party City
or Amazon.
That's what we do. They don't do that, okay? So we could talk about like where you order balloons, and even like with COVID, like has that interfered with anything when it comes to like, because a lot of people ain't working, okay?
Yeah.
So like talk about like if there's any like let's say withdrawals, with any pushback with like ordering, because the trucks aren't, they're not importing, exporting, distributing, whatever the proper word is. You know, like you could talk about that, and then providing the service the day of, what time, how much time you would need to do it before the event. Like, is there anything you do before? Like, do you bring extra balloons or something pop? Like stuff like that. So let's get to know more about balloon art. She about to talk, okay? Because it ain't that hot in here.
Oh goodness! So, a client reaches out to me either email or Instagram or Facebook.
Okay.
I think I've gotten some messages via text or phone as well, but my contacts have been Facebook, Instagram, or email. Okay. So they reach out to me. Hey, I have a party coming up on such and such date. Are you available? So first, they usually ask me if I'm available.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm available. No, I'm not available. So if I'm available, do you have an inspiration photo? A lot of people actually just send me what they're looking for right away. So if they don't, do you have an inspiration photo? Or they'll tell me like the type of event it is or what have you. And once they give me the inspiration photo, let's see, how many colors do you want? Depending on how many colors you want. So then, I'm trying to picture a process in my head here. So how many colors do you want? Where's the location? And how long do we have to set up?
Okay.
All right, so that all factors. Okay, so where's the location? I need to know how far I'm going, so that I can incorporate that into the price that you're gonna get.
Okay.
How many colors? So we're talking about the pricing as far as like, am I breaking down the price?
You could do whatever you want, girl.
So
as long as y'all understand.
So, the more colors, the more money. So, the reason being, more sizes, more money. You can have a basic garland, which would include 5 inches and 11 inches. I don't do too many of those. I have not been offering basic garlands because most people want that deluxe organic look, right? So if budget wise, after speaking, I was like, well, we can do this, but you won't get the big balloons or what have you. So I try to work with the customer as best as I can. So, all right, so we have to get 5-inch balloons, 11-inch balloons, 16 or 18-inch balloons. I have some clients that want all sizes, so that's 5, 11, 9-inch, whatever. 16, 18, 24, 36.
Jeez.
Right? Those are all sizes. So if you want 3 colors, I got to get 3 colors of 5, 3 colors of 11, 3 colors of 16. And let's just stick with the three sizes, because that's usually the main structure that I go with. So more sizes, more money, more colors, more money, and I have to get it in each color. You know what I mean? So that's 3 sizes, 3 colors. So So if you want 3 colors, you're looking to spend at least maybe between $80 to $100. Yeah, 80
This
to
is just for ordering.
This is just for the balloons that
Okay.
you're going to be blowing up. You know, yeah, $80 to $100, and I could probably lower it to maybe 60 to between 60. Yeah,
You're not lowering anything.
yeah, and it depends also on what site you get it from, because some sites you can get balloons for 11-inch balloons for $12, and then other sites you can get 11-inch balloons for $14.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it depends on, and then a lot of times you have to go. There's a shortage on balloons.
Mm.
A worldwide shortage on balloons. So I'm not searching just one website. Sometimes I have to go to 4, 5 websites to find the colors that you guys are looking for.
Yeah.
And then if you want the balloons, if you're looking for a specific color,
Mm-hmm.
you have to double stuff the balloons.
Mm.
That's double the material.
Double stuff the balloons?
Double stuff the balloons. So I should have brought balloons, but no, I don't have any in my pocket. I usually have balloons in some weird places, but so double stuffing is when you take a balloon and put into another balloon to create a custom color.
Okay.
So you're creating custom colors. You can double stuff for 2 reasons. Yeah, to create a custom color, or to make the balloons less glossy.
So more matte.
More matte.
Okay.
Or we could talk about that another time or what have you. But yeah, to make the balloons less glossy. Also, I double stuff if a balloon is transparent.
Okay.
And you want it to be not transparent. You want it to have a more solid look, more opaque look to it. So those are. Okay, so we talk about the balloons alone. Then we got to talk about delivery, how far you are traveling. For the Boston area, I haven't been charging for the inner city.
Okay.
I just say free delivery, but that is going to change. Outside of Boston, it's $3 per round.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You got to factor in miles and gas. And then your overhead, your supplies that you got to use, your command hooks, your 260s that you use to connect your fishing wire, your scissors, your electricity. Do you have employees? Are you paying someone to help you? Do you need a U-Haul to get the balloon? So if your time, say your setup time, ideal for me, and I think it's going to get less and less. It will get less and less, the setup time. But ideally for me, I ask for 3 hours minimum.
Okay.
So that I have enough time. But these, what do you call the place? These venues.
They
guys.
don't let you come in, huh?
Huh?
They don't let you come in.
No, they're not giving us enough time.
Yeah.
You know, they're not offering enough time for setup. So hopefully you can get a venue person in here and ask them why. Like,
y'all next.
yeah, because we need more time for setup. So some venues give you an hour.
And you were looking for 3 hours.
And I need a minimum 3 hours to set up preferably. I have worked it. Now, if I only have an hour to set up my balloons and you have elaborate design, I need a U-Haul.
Yeah.
Because now I got to blow up a lot of balloons ahead of time to get the balloons to you, to get you what you want. You know what I mean? So it's ideal for the customer to pay either for an additional time or you just add it your overhead. And, you know, that's things that are needed to get your vision, bring your vision to life, to help you get, you know. I'm so sorry. My mouth is so dry. I don't know.
It's okay.
So those are all the overhead costs and then tax.
And what happens if balloons pop on your way to the venue, or because balloons are
finicky?
Yeah,
they pop.
It's not gold. It's not solid. It's not.
It's rubber. It pops.
It pops, and we don't have control of that.
Yeah.
So what happens if a balloon pops when you are bringing it to the location, or when the client receives it and you're already gone?
And we're talking about garlands, not stuffed balloons, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the garlands,
that goes with arches too, right? The garland.
Yeah, garlands are arch. Like so a garland is a type of arch, I guess. Or arch is a type of garland. I don't know, but
they cousins.
Yeah, they're related. I mean, the arch. When I think of an arch, I think of like of a more constructed, perfect. All the balloons are the same sizes.
Okay.
That's what I think of an arch. But a lot of people, when they say arch, they're talking about an organic garland.
Okay.
Usually, that's what I've come to realize. But what were we saying? Oh, if a balloon pops, I have balloons. So balloons are gonna pop.
So you always have.
I always have extra balloons.
Okay.
Yeah. So even if I do have to blow up my balloons ahead of time,
but that means you're also paying for extra balloons you may or may not have to use.
No, the balloons that we purchase, it's 100 bag. It's
okay.
The
you're getting it in bulk.
It's in bulk. It's a big bag of balloons, so it's enough just for incidentals like pop balloons. Yeah, so balloons are gonna pop. We have more than enough balloons to make up for pop balloons, and then you finish constructing on site. So, but with the stuffed balloons, if a stuffed balloon pops while I'm transporting it, I gotta go back and fix it.
Okay.
But once I give you the stuffed balloon and it's out of my hands in your car, and I put it in your car safely, it is out of my control what happens after. Again, it's a balloon. Balloons pop. Did you go back to Party City and say, Party City, my balloon popped, can you please replace the 3 and the one that flew, that you, right?
I thought about it, but I was like, they're not going to give me nothing.
They're not going to give you anything. That's not their problem. They did their job.
Yeah, they did.
They did their job.
I didn't do my job. That's what the problem is.
Yeah. It sucks, but, now my time has to be put back into creating this stuffed balloon for you again.
Because now what if you have another event?
What if I have something else that I have to do or what have you? So, and this is the stuffed balloons I'm talking. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So, I mean, I could give a half off, or I could work with you or what have you, because, that's just who I am. But it's really not the balloon artist's job to replace your stuffed balloon. And if they do, it's because that's who they are, it's their grace, and they what's the word? They love you as a client. Yeah. They respect you as a client, and they appreciate your
thank you for choosing me.
Yeah.
Basically. What is something that you would like to tell the world about being patient or understanding with balloon art? Like, we obviously know they're not just balloons. We know that it takes time, to create this vision. And we already know when it comes to art.
And I didn't mention the time, the setup time, our hourly rate for setup, because we have to set up. We have to the pre-setup, blow up balloons, which takes time. It could take an hour to blow up. Then this is before, and then the time to transport, and then the time to actually construct the balloons and install the balloons. Okay. All of that comes with a cost as well.
So people keep the balloons after, I'm assuming?
Yes, they do.
But what if they're like, we don't want them, where are we going to put it? That's just their business.
That's on them. I mean, I could come back and I can come back and pop the balloons for you, but again, that would be an additional charge.
Yeah, because now you have to pay for me to come back.
Yeah.
And pop them.
Yeah. So you can
just have the kids pop them.
Exactly. They love popping balloons. Yeah. And there are a lot of balloon artists who go back for pull down. Okay. They go back to, because people, just like what you said, people was like, what am I going to do with these balloons? I've had a hotel ask me yeah, so you set up here the other day and they left the balloons. And I was like, yeah, I don't come back to break it down. I'm sorry.
Because then they're probably like, how am I going to put this in my Lexus?
Exactly.
I could have fit 6 of them in there, but now I got to put a whole garland. Where is it going to go on top of my car? It's not going to work.
No, it's not. Yeah.
So, tell us something that excites you about your job. I think it's always important for people to know, what the passion is behind it. Is it seeing people's reaction?
Yeah.
Is it seeing your growth? Because I feel like for me, watching this lovely lady grow was an experience for me on the outside looking in. So to watch you start off with doing this and then doing that, and then it's just did she make a what out of what? Balloons? How did you make a whole heart with 17? Would it look like 17 to me? I don't know. I just saw balloons everywhere and I'm like, wow, that's what my heart looks like. That's what it looks like. She made it. I don't know. If you want to see what my heart looks like, go on her page. It's there. I don't know what today's date, but go look back.
Thank you.
What do you think really makes you feel like I'm glad I chose this?
So when I was doing the stuffed balloons, and I always revert back to the stuffed balloons, when people received this simple balloon with a teddy bear in it, the joy, the expressions that they give, and
the joy expression.
Oh yeah,
You not paying attention, honey.
oh, yes, all of that, the expression.
Yeah.
From their face, and the love that they feel, and then when they give it to their loved ones, or have you know them receiving it. So the testimonials that I've received over the stuffed balloons starting there are it just makes me feel so good. You know what I mean? I'm glad that I could provide that for someone.
Yeah.
In whatever event that I was a part of, this special event for someone. Also, it's the same with balloon garlands.
Yeah.
When someone sees a design for their party and they're like, "Oh my goodness, I love it," I'm just like, "Yes, I'm so glad you love it." So if you love it, I love it too. You know what I mean? And yeah, for the most part, I love all my designs, and that's it. Just seeing the reaction from my clients and knowing that they are happy and filled with joy after receiving their balloons in whatever capacity, whether it's a garland or a balloon stuffed with money, or a balloon that has a wine bottle in it, a balloon with a teddy bear in it, or your balloon garland for your event. Like, just the expressions on the client's face really does it for me. So, and I love to serve, I love to help, I love to just be involved. So
last thing that we didn't touch fully, but we will be wrapping up soon. We talked about your growth opportunities, like you see a coach and stuff, but and you've done like events when you were starting off to like build and practice and stuff. But what is it that people don't know that you do to invest in yourself to make sure you're bringing your ultimate, like when it comes to practicing on a friend, like let me design this and you tell me how you feel about it, or whatever the case is, like what is it that people don't know the lengths you're willing to go to provide good quality work?
So researching, I started with YouTube University. I have paid for some courses, coaching, just continuous research, mentors, coaching. I pay for coaching, which is $150 each session. It should be, I wish we could meet more, but that's based on me, and my finances. But I'm trying to bring that up because it definitely, like I said, it helps keeps my vision in line on the steps that need to be taken in order to stay on course. So the research, mentors, coaching, classes. What else have we done? I am going to be getting my certified balloon artist certification eventually. I'm looking into that this year, but because of COVID, things have been a little different. Conventions. There's 2 conventions I want to go to this year. I'm going to be dabbling into more twisting. And more balloon art away from garlands alone. I'm going to try to tap into a different part of the balloon world.
She has some dope things coming, and she's always practicing. Keep that in mind. She's always practicing, and practice makes perfect. Practice brings more ideas, uniqueness to the touch of everything, like not just watching and being coached, but actually putting what you're learning into practice. Like, and when somebody could take the time, their own personal time, and they have a child at home, and they have family and friends that they have to spend time with, like if they can still find that little time to say, you know what, I want to practice this thing because I might want to offer it someday in my life. This is what she's doing for you guys.
Yeah.
So be patient with her.
Yeah. Don't worry. You're gonna find out soon. So.
Yes. Pay that $1 million to get your garland, guys.
Please.
Pay it.
$1 million customers, please.
Because one day you're gonna be like, I could do it, and then all your balloons are gonna pop, and your event, sorry, is gonna look like trash. I hope it doesn't. just stay in your lane. If you stay in your lane, you're
I got
cash.
you. I got you.
As soon as your 17 balloons pop, you'll be like, Stephanie, are you available right now? Just keep her on speed dial. But respect balloon art, because it's not just balloons. The balloons are just as important as every other decoration there. Yeah. Because some people just want to take, it's like a backdrop. You can just take pictures by the balloons.
And it's memories.
Yeah.
The pictures you take, it's like, wow, look at this beautiful decor that was in the background, you know. So it lasts, and oh my goodness, it hurts me so much. Like, especially for my events, when I put so much into the balloons, and then at the end, they're popping it. Like, everyone just waits for the end of the event to get the, can we pop it? Can we pop it? And you're like, leave my balloons alone.
It took me 3 hours
It
to put
took
that
me
together.
8.
Yeah, because there's prep time at home and prep time here. But just respect them, love them, appreciate them, understand their growth, understand what they're willing to do to provide this extravagant, joyful experience for you.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And, you know, don't forget to tip.
Oh, yeah. I
Tip is a very big thing in every industry that there's a service provided for. So I actually had an interview with one of my promoter friends, and I was like, "How come they don't tip you?" He was like, "I don't know."
Yeah, because I've gotten a couple of tips, but I've never really expected a tip. I've never really clicked.
It's a service.
Yeah, I've never.
People have to practice tipping for being there, showing up, and providing this experience for me. Like, not just, hey, thanks for doing your job, but thanks for doing your job and really doing your job. Because some people will halfway do things. Or the customer service that you're providing, all of that stuff is involved in the experience. So just appreciate, share, referrals,
and book.
And
book me.
48 hours. We didn't talk about the 48-hour signature.
Oh,
really quickly.
Excuse me. So with what she's talking about is when after we discuss, like, you know, the details of your event, where it's gonna be, the colors. What else is there to discuss? Where it's gonna be, the colors, the designs that you want, the date. I will draft an invoice. Once I draft the invoice, you have 48 hours to pay the deposit. There's a lot of verbiage in the invoice that talks about weather, climate, keeping away from sharp objects, keeping it away from your small kids, balloons oxidizing. They turn, so you start with a shiny balloon, and depending on the climate, they can turn matte or they become oxidized. So it gets kind of like powdery or what have you. So that's a disclaimer. So when
they can pop in the heat. I learned that from her.
Yes. Hot climates for outdoor installs. If it's too hot, your balloons might pop. And the darker the color, the worse in heat. So yeah, that's something else you just learned. The darker the color, the darker the color in heat, the heat will affect it more.
Which makes sense because black attracts heat and all that. Attracts
There you go. And so once you send the deposit, and this is on the invoice of the contract. Once you send the deposit, that is an indication that you have read the invoice in its entirety and you agree to everything on the invoice. And that's that. I don't do the back and forth sign this or what have you, because we live in an electronic time right now, and where are they gonna get a paper? Like, I mean, I guess there's apps where you can sign on the I'm actually thinking about changing my invoice system to something else, and maybe that might be an option. But as of right now, I just have in my on the invoice that you pay. That means you agree.
Yeah.
And so I have everything on that invoice to cover any poppage, any balloons that pop, any oxidation, everything's on the contract that that covers me from any incidentals that could possibly happen. And it has my pay handles on there as well.
So that also, just to let you guys know, is to prevent wasting time. So yeah, 48 hours.
Oh, yeah. Did I say that? We have 48 hours to pay?
I don't know, but I'm going to remind you guys. You have 48 hours to pay her the deposit,
From the time you get
which is the signature and everything that'll have me say, I could start this job for you. Mm-hmm. So that if 15 people are graduating around the same time and you didn't respond back in 2 days, your spot just got lost in the sauce, honey.
Right.
And that's important because as an entrepreneur, every minute counts. So while you may think like, oh, I'm just doing this graduation, I have to go figure out some things before I get back to her. While you're doing that, unfortunately, you're wasting her time.
Yeah.
Because while she's holding this date for you, there could be 6 other people that want the same date, and she's not, depending on how quick she's trying to move, she might be holding that space and lose 6 people, and then you turn around and say, actually, I don't want to use you.
You're right.
I'm going to work with someone else.
And I lost the potential clients.
Yes.
Yeah, so no deposit, no date, 48 hours from the time you receive the invoice to put the deposit, to submit your deposit so that will secure your date.
So we are done and done. You can like, subscribe, hit the buttons you need to hit, follow.
Yep.
What's your page again?
_ JoyExpressions on Instagram. And I also have a YouTube channel, JoyExpressions. You should be able to see it that way as well. So I got to figure out the Facebook business page. But yeah, Instagram is where most of the action is. I started a TikTok also.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, because TikTok is kind of cool. They have like where you can go live after you reach 1,000 followers. You can go live, and I thought it would be cool to kind of go live while I'm stuffing balloons for Valentine's Day. Like, I got 1,000 followers. Can y'all follow me, please? On TikTok.
Get there. After this, y'all gonna be like, click, 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 click.
Can you post this tomorrow? No, I'm joking.
Bye. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button.